With the post-Bitcoin 2025 blues, well, it's time to think about what happened. What were the most bullish things that came out of it? Well, I'm going to break down 10 of those big things that came out of the 2025 Bitcoin conference and how this is going to shape the year ahead. And more importantly, how this could push your bags to brand new all-time highs. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share this far and wide. Everyone needs to know why Bitcoin and crypto are going to the moon this year. That being said, let's get into it. So probably the first thing to talk about, and I guess the biggest name on the event, JD Vance giving his view on Bitcoin, specifically talking about how the US was going to be at the forefront of it and described the hedge against inflation using Bitcoin as a very good policy idea. He talked about the past administration's regulatory approach that was gone and that certainly President Trump was a pro-Bitcoin supporter, which obviously is pretty good news. Now, it didn't end there. We got an announcement that Pakistan was launching a national Bitcoin reserve, and that was doubled down on the fact that Nigel Farage from the UK talked about the UK crypto tax bill. Now, he's got to get into power first, but he obviously put forward that he would slash capital gains tax to 10%, protecting users from debanking, and would launch a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Again, this just signals to me we're going to see much more of that over the coming few years. We then got the Trump media talking about investing in Bitcoin. $2.5 billion of capital was raised to establish a Bitcoin treasury. This obviously is a big news. And then New York, we got the New York mayor pushing for bit bonds. This was certainly out of the blue. Now, it doesn't look like that's going to get put through, but it was obviously important nevertheless. Double down on the fact Paris Saint-Germain has gone long on Bitcoin ahead of the Champions League final. And very importantly, they are now confirming holding Bitcoin in its treasury. Again, is this going to open up the opportunity for more football teams to come in? Think about it. They could even go and get some big new stars to get on their team using a strategic reserve. That could be very big news. Now, there was obviously some further steps. The conference braked an attendance record, 35,000 participants, and especially listening to Ross Ulbricht, who talked about, this unity amongst it, decentralization and freedom, three key pillars that he believes Bitcoin absolutely delivers on. I'm sure we're going to hear more of that over the course of this year. BlackRock, MicroStrategy, Marathon are all doubling down on ETFs. They reached $71 billion in asset under management, and MicroStrategy adding 13,390 Bitcoin to its holding. Michael Saylor predicting a $100 trillion market cap for the cryptocurrency sector. And when he talked about his 21 ways to wealth, highly recommend going and watching that. Very interesting of how you can really support your dreams and, more importantly, your wealth using that. Cynthia Loomis talked about the Bitcoin Reserve Bill, once again getting back onto that Bitcoin Act she proposed, specifically talking that Donald Trump is a fan, and I think this, once again, a very key measure. All of this was a pretty big event in the biggest Bitcoin conference that we've had so far, and this is only going to get bigger. Now, what does this tell us? Not only are we seeing global adoption at a rate that we've never seen before, but many people are incredibly bullish on what's coming in this market, and it's hard not to be. Lots of people are getting shaken out. Institutions are changing the game a little bit, but overall, we know that it's going up. And I think when you take a look at certainly the macro side of things, it's very interesting indeed. Take a look at this. This is the Bitcoin monthly chart. You can see the previous highs here. And once again, we've talked about this chart quite a while. This blue line is the 14-year trend line. You can see how it hits all of the previous peaks as we walk through this. And interestingly enough, when you start to think about where we are right now, there is a good old distance to go. So all those people that are telling you the market's cooked, we're finished, it's over. My view, by the way, I think Bitcoin still has a significant move, maybe even 30% more to the top of the all-time high. 160K, 170K, could that be on the cards? Well, it's certainly worthwhile thinking about. But whenever you've got people like JD Vance talking at the Bitcoin conference as this builds and many more people come there, and now the fact that we've got people like Ross Ulbricht and a movement has been formed, it's hard to believe that cryptocurrency isn't going to go much higher. And I think institutional investment are going to drive this. But they are my big 10 takeaways from the Bitcoin 2025 conference. Let me know, what were the things that really stood out for you? What was the things that got you super bullish on this market? And as always, let's have a bit of fun. Let me know what your Bitcoin prediction all-time high is going to be for the year of 2025. I'm curious to see what you guys think. As always, thanks so much. Pretty short video. Hit the like button, share it far and wide. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.